Well, I'm really pleased that on this Easter morning we have Shireen with us to bring us our reading. Shireen, hello, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good, it's good to see you. I hope you've settled into your new home, which you've been in there a little while now, but that has been one of the big changes for you over the year, hasn't it?
That's right. I moved just in the break after the first lockdown. And so I've been living in the house during most of the lockdown. And I love living here. I'm very, very happy. But there have been challenges associated with that.
Of course there have, yes. Well, we're glad you're settled in, and we hope it feels like home now rather than just a moving station. But Shireen, I was wondering, as it's Easter morning, it would be really good to learn if you've seen any specific evidence of God bringing signs of hope in this past year. Anything in particular that you'd like to share?
Well, I'm a health visitor, but I was asked to help out in the vaccination hub at a local hospital. And there has been a real sort of positive buzz in that location, because what happens is that people are very, very grateful for the vaccinations, and for them it's just like the beginning of hope after a year of darkness. And so I just thank God that we have had success with the vaccines and the vaccine rollout in this country, and it is giving us all hope that we will be able to come out of this final lockdown and stay out. And so I'm just thankful, because I think it's as a result of prayers of so many Christians around the world that we've been able to have a successful vaccine, and a number of successful vaccines, which were produced at incredible speed when you compare how long it takes to develop a vaccine. And so it's just with thankfulness and incredible vision of hope that we can actually look forward to possibly a form of normality in the very near future. So I'm just so thankful for that. I think in itself it was a miracle for this to have happened.
Absolutely, and we're really grateful for you and all your colleagues working so hard in such a difficult time. Thank you, and thank you for reminding us that there are signs of hope at this time.
Yeah.
Of course, as Christians, our hope ultimately comes from the fact that we have a risen Lord, and on this Easter morning, it's only natural that we go to one of the accounts of Jesus' resurrection for our reading.
John chapter 20, verses 1 to 18. Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So she came running to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and said, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they put him." So Peter and the other disciple started for the tomb. Both were running, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and looked in at the strips of linen lying there, but did not go in. Then Simon Peter came along behind him and went straight into the tomb. He saw the strips of linen lying there, as well as the cloth that had been wrapped around Jesus' head. The cloth was still lying in its place, separate from the linen. Finally, the other disciple, who had reached the tomb first, also went inside. He saw and believed. They still did not understand from Scripture that Jesus had to rise from the dead. Then the disciples went back to where they were staying. Now Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, She bent over to look into the tomb and saw two angels in white seated where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They have taken my Lord away," she said, "and I don't know where they've put him." At this, she turned round and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not realize that it was Jesus. He asked her, "Woman, why are you crying? Who is it you are looking for?" Thinking he was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will get him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned towards him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said, "Do not hold on to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go inside to my brothers and tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went to the disciples with the news, "I have seen the Lord," and she told them that he had said these things to her.
Thank you so much, Shireen. I really appreciate your time today. We do hope that you managed to get a little bit of rest and maybe a garden visit with the family over this Easter holiday weekend. And once again, thank you for all the work that you're doing. We're going to worship in song now as we remember the amazing grace that breaks the power of sin and darkness.